The following is a special presentation of TNN Motorsports. We're ready to go racing at the site of excitement, Vermont's Thunder Road, where the ordinary's the extraordinary. Last year, an unknown local kid, Kip Stockwell, held off veteran dynamite David Dion, winning the Jiffy Lube 150, capturing his first Busch North Series victory. This year, Dave Dion's back along with a host of hungry cronies. Busch North leader Mike Stefanik would love to add to that point lead with a victory. Wily short track veteran Kelly Moore, third in the standings, 3 victories this year. He's ready for the challenge. But the question is, can young Kip Stockwell, with a brand new ride for this race, repeat that incredible performance on his home track, Thunder Road? For 39 years, they've been coming to Quarry Hill in the granite capital of the world, Barrie, Vermont, to watch short track racing. And this Labor Day weekend is no exception. The NASCAR Busch North Series unleashes 26 of its finest in the Jiffy Lube 150. And all of these great stars are here. Mike Stefanik, defending champion, and the national modified champion Brad Layton, Kelly Moore, all ready to give their best. Tom Carey, Jerry Marquis, Dave Dion, former winner at Thunder Road, all ready to give it a go here for 150 laps. Hello everyone, Ken Squire, delighted to invite you along on this lovely weekend to enjoy great American short track racing. Now, Buddy Baker was known as one of the fastest and certainly one of the greatest of the big track drivers. That Daytona 500 is still the fastest ever run, which he won back there in 1970. But no one can give better testimony to what short track racing's all about than my colleague Baker.
You know, 39 years of weekly shows here, huge crowds. Why? Because it's wheel-to-wheel action. These guys go at it, and one thing you can never guess. Who's going to be the winner? Hey, the last lap tells you that when they cross the flag up here. Great short track racing. You can always expect it here at Thunder Road.
And last year it came right down to that last lap, and a 25-year-old kid, unknown, defeated all the best. Kid named Stockwell, Kip Stockwell. 1 week ago at New Hampshire International Speedway, the luck went the other way. Into the concrete hard, tore his car completely up, only car he had. So the family got together, the cousins, the nieces, the nephews, the aunts, and they've worked all week. And he's back here again tonight with car number 96 to try to win the Jiffy Lube 150 back-to-back. That's going to be some go.
It is. That was lack of sleep for him this week, but not lack of effort.
All right, let's talk about the folks in the front row. And with us tonight to talk about that is Ralph Shaheen.
Last week, Dale Shaw was involved in a controversial incident with Tom Bowles. Tonight, Dale Shaw will start on the inside of row number 1. Tom Bowles is recovering with a fractured C2 vertebrae and will wear a halo for the next 3 months. But all has not been easy for Dale Shaw. Dale, how tough has it been on you mentally this week to deal with that controversial incident?
You know, it's been real tough. For the first time in my career, I had to sit back and think this week, is this really worth it? You know, it's all I know, so I have to stay with it. You know, I feel really bad about what happened with Tommy down there at Loudon. If there was any contact at all, then I, need to take some of the blame, but it was nothing intentional. Me and my family wish him the best, and we realize that could have been me, and really hope for a full recovery for Tommy.
Well, Tom Bowles recovers. Dale Shaw will have to put that behind him, strap in, and get ready to go racing. So who is actually the quickest guy here? Tonight, it is Dave Dion. Now, why is he starting on the outside of row number 1, you ask? Well, once he won the pole, they held a redraw, and Dave Dion drew position number 2, and that's regular procedure here. That's not necessarily what you want, though, but you will be on the outside. Is that the quick way around?
If you get a good start, it's got a good bank, and you can hold the guy down a little bit. You can get a pretty good run. It's definitely not a disadvantage like most tracks we run on.
From the smile on his face, Ken Squire, I think even from the outside, he's feeling pretty confident here tonight.
And we'll be back and take a look at the Jiffy Lube 150 starting order in a moment.
That's loud. Who turned me up?
Now, where's the spare?
Okay.
Okay, I'm up. Hey, I couldn't hear Ralph at all, so I didn't know when well, yeah, finally somebody said go, but you were counting. I had no idea if that. Okay. Want to come back and we'll do starting grid immediately. I tell you, with 26, this comes around real quick, so.
Ladies and gentlemen, from the most famous world in TNN Motorsports, Vice President of Promotion and Marketing Support for Jiffy Lube, Mr. Rocky Wyra. Gentlemen, start your engines!
Doc, are you okay?
Yeah, that light is pretty heavy. Woo.
That's why we got your daughter here. She's getting married.
Oh. Congratulations. All right.
What do you mean, congratulations? He's going to leave.
Oh.
Didn't even ask our permission.
Wow. You're a hard sell, you know. You mean you're getting married and didn't ask Ken? Oh, bummer.
Field coming to life behind the Cody Chevrolet pace car.
Thank you.
Dale Shaw, the Schoolman in Pontiac. Dynamite Dave Dion, the Busch
Yeah, me
winner
too.
in the
I
Merlin
was
City
choked
Continental
up.
Ford. Shaw and Dion, both with plenty of experience on these very high banks. Dennis Demers, Paul Richardson, also no strangers to this racetrack.
Never open water around electricity. That blew us out of here. Oh, Rand, now what's wrong?
Field rolling away behind the Cody Chevrolet pace car.
I think we ought to get going. What's wrong with Dion?
Probably adjusting the steering wheel, I would bet.
How many laps before they let him loose after 2? Okay. Back at Thunder Road on this Labor Day weekend for the second Jiffy Lube 150, and here is your starting lineup. On the pole, they take the top 8 and draw again after time trials, and the 1994 North Busch Series winner Dale Shaw, Center Conway, New Hampshire, will start from the point. The 1996 champion Dave Dion will be alongside. For row 2, it's Dennis Demers, a Vermonter who has a lot of experience on this track. And the veteran super modified champion Paul Richardson from Georgetown, Massachusetts, on the outside of row 2. Row 3 from New Jersey comes Martin Truex, and with him Tom Carey of Orange, Mass. Row 4 is Herb Drug of Troy, New Hampshire, and Tracy Gordon. In row 5, it's Jerry Marquis from Broadbrook, Connecticut, and Gigi Gravel out of Massachusetts. Row 6 is Jeff Taylor, and alongside is Brad Layton. In row 7, it's Brad Bennett, Stamford, Connecticut, and one of the great favorites in this part of the world, Bob Dragon of Milton, Vermont, goes 14. For row 8, Stub Fadden, the racing grandfather, 64 years old, great-grandfather. His great-grandson's here to watch him tonight, and on the outside of him is Kelly Moore. In row 9, it's Barney McRae and Mike Stefanik, defending National Modified Champion and Busch North Champion. The row 10 field has Mike Olson on the inside and Jamie Obie beside him. In row 11, it's Eric Bodine from Chemung, New York. Flanking him, last year's winner, Kip Stockwell from Randolph, Vermont. Row 12 is Brian Wall in the Pennzoil Ford and Billy Penfold. And then in row 13, back in those provisional starts, Ben Rowe, whose dad was a great racer out of the Pine Tree State, and Dennis Doyle from Plymouth, Connecticut. So that's the 26-car field as we settle down about a lap and a half before they're going to go green.
You can see them right now spinning the wheels. You can see the race analysis here.
Yep, about 75 grand for the Busch North Series, 150 laps to be run. Kip Stockwell set that record with 3 cautions in the race a year ago on this high bank quarter-mile track. They can get about 80, 85 miles an hour in the straightaways, but the trick on this track are the turns. Banked 18 degrees at the apex, so when you get right to the top of the turn, then the whole thing drops away, and you're dirt tracking it off turn number 2 and turn 4 of the Widowmaker.
Exactly right, Ken. The real key to getting around this racetrack is not spinning the wheels up off the corner. If you do, it turns sideways and you run the entire straightaway in a drift.
And 600 horsepower is a little hard to tether when you're on a short track like this. You've got to be so careful, so easy on that throttle. And talk about throttle control, you've got Dion on the outside. He's a master of it. In that Berlin City Ford, bringing it down on the outside. Dale Shaw on the inside. There's the green, and Shaw with a good start pops out in front in turn 1 and pulls away by 3-4 car lengths. Inside's the quick way around. Now they settle down as they complete lap number 1. And down on the inside, Dennis Demers makes himself felt. The number 86 beginning to roll.
You know, I don't get so excited about the starts. You see Dave Dion right now putting a lot of pressure on the guy that started number 1. He's passing him the hard way on the outside as they head down the back straightaway.
Grim rider from way back and knows this track by heart. Here he is in the Widowmaker, giving it the ride. You saw him pinch him down a little in turn 3, dispatch him in turn 4. The number 7 car was the car that had been driven by Bob Dragon until a couple of weeks back. Now Dale Shaw takes over. He's looking up from 2nd.
Yeah, and Dennis Demers running in 3rd right now, looking over your 2nd place car. He looked to the outside. It looks like Shaw is spinning the wheel, just what I was talking about you don't want to do, as Demers makes a move on the inside.
Here's Demers down to the bottom, going for 2nd place, right behind the leader. As they go into the turn, Demers down on the bottom. Look at him run in there hard. Get Shaw on the outside.
Martin Truex in 4th place there. He's going to make a run here pretty soon now. You can see his car looks very, very good in the center part of the corner. That's the number 6 I'm talking about.
There's Demers cleanly into 2nd spot. He's had a couple of great runs on the miles this year. Looked terrific at Dover, Delaware in that Busch North race, and looked just as good earlier this year at Loudon, New Hampshire. He's had a 6 and a 4th on those miles, but he's back on the track where it all began for Dennis Demers, Thunder Road. You see Dave Dion, who has won time and time again on this track, out in front and trying to distance the field from Dale Shaw. And Demers now in 2nd.
You're watching Dave Dion, one of the real masters of the short track. Do you know he has a woman that runs his race team and works like you wouldn't believe, and also has a lady that sets the carburetors on his car. He said if I could get 3 more women to work like these 2, he said I could get rid of all the guys and wouldn't have to worry about them moving away.
He wouldn't dare get rid of all the guys. Those Dion brothers, what a great family, a racing family that's been. Their mother, 91 years, passed away this summer. She was something. Used to come here to Thunder Road all the time. Loved this racetrack. Would be the first one on the bus and wait for him to load up the race car. There's Dion out in front. Demers in second. Packed house at Thunder Road. Back for more in a moment. Underway at Thunder Road, the early laps, 18 complete of 150 to be run. Dave Dion in front, and look at Martin Truex from New Jersey under Dale Shaw, the fisherman. He's got him on a hook as he comes to the bottom.
A battle for third. You see Martin Truex in the sixth. He has the preferred line as they come off and go down the back straightaway. Dale Shaw off the speed just a little bit. Now we have Gordon there, and whoa, gets a little sideways down the front straightaway.
He sure does, and you don't want to get collected on that wall. Paul Richardson out here in that 07 car, he can tell you about that. He collected that wall one day, found himself end for end a couple of times down the chute. Leader brought to lap tenfold in the 0.
Yeah, when they start into lapping traffic, this is going to bring all the cars behind Dion right up on his back bumper, because you have to time your passes, so action's going to pick up.
Tracy Gordon closing in. Look at this battle. There you see Martin Truex as Dale Shaw falls back. And look at that number 14 auto ramble. That's Tracy Gordon out of Strong, Maine, having a strong run.
Man, I tell you, and the 42 there, Tom Carey Jr., he was second in the points until last week. He and Dale Shaw got together, and then as the end result, he and Stefanik got together getting into turn 1 at New Hampshire, and he spun and hit the wall, and he dropped from second all the way to fourth in the points.
Eric Bodine going a lap down to Dion as we get to lap number 23 of 150 to be run in the Jiffy Lube 150. Dion looking like the Dion of old on this track. He put up such a great scrap for the entire race last year. And in that last 50 laps in particular, that wheel-to-wheel, side-by-side battle with young Kip Stockwell, and that youngster beat him. He's not going to let that happen this year if possible. Here he is moving around Denny Doyle. And he loves that outside. He understands how to ride out there on the top. And many are a little nervous about coming into this very narrow main straightaway. It's a good 12 feet wider on the backstretch. So it's an optical illusion that you got to get used to. Now look at the 14. Gordon hugging down on the bottom, working on Truex. When I say fisherman, I mean like 12 boats, 105 feet long, clam fisherman out of New Jersey.
Yeah, but he's losing to Tracy Gordon right now. Tracy Gordon was the Rookie of the Year last year, and he looks like he's really got this car planted in the corner. He's able to get back in the throttle, accelerate off the corners quite well. And
again, with all that horsepower, trying to hitch it up on this racetrack, that's a bit of a bear. Now look at number 55, Brad Layton, trying the outside on Shaw. That's a little further back in the field as the leaders come by.
Brad Layton in the 55 there. One thing about Brad Layton, the longer he runs, the better he goes. I've watched him at New Hampshire. I've watched him on short tracks around the country. The longer he runs, the better that car hooks up, and the more he adjusts to the racetrack. So look for him to move right up to the front.
Number 55, Layton around Shaw, who started on the points, been backing up in that Quint Bow there. Folks in the northeastern United States saw Chuck Bound drive that car for years, and it was at its most successful when he had come from the northwest, Portland, Oregon, to the northeast to run that rig. Here's Dion back in the main straightaway, your leader.
Now what Dion has to do as he goes by GG Gravel down the back straightaway, you'll notice how straight he's getting the car before he starts to accelerate. He's never crossing the car up. You see the cars that he's lapping, they're all over the racetrack. He looks like he's on a rail.
10 career wins, looking for number 11 out here in that Berlin City car. This is the second time that the Busch North Series has performed at Thunder Road. But it's certainly not the second time for Dion going around Barney McRae in the number 5.
And doing it the hard way, right around the top part of the racetrack. You can see there the cars that he's lapping. That was Jamie Obey in the 67 there, crossing up as he started off the corner. You can see Dion look, every lap is like it's a picture that you've looked at 100 times. He never crosses that car up.
With more on Dion, let's go down to Ralph Shaheen.
Ken, this is actually the oldest car in Dave Dion's stable. It was built back in 1990, and it's a home-built chassis. Didn't come from Laughlin or any of the other manufacturers that you're used to hearing about. Dave and his brother brothers put it together, and he says he just can't let it go. It has a feel to it that he can't find in any other race car. It's won numerous major events. Even though NASCAR has changed the rules over the years, he has just adjusted the chassis to the rule book and stuck with it. And Buddy, as you know, a car that gives you great feedback as a driver is one you don't want to let go of.
Well, the real thing that we have to remember is Dave Dionne. They build their own cars. They know what they're supposed to do. And I looked at the sway bar on this car. It's not even the knock-on type. It's the old type that you have on your road car. Who knows what rate it is, but it works, and that's what counts.
Hey, this car was built in 1990. This is not a new car at all. The brothers built that years ago, back when Mom was there. You know, their mother used to say, I like the boys better when they're losing. They work closer together then. They stick together better. Right now, they're all down here along pit row watching as Dionne is decimating this field. We're 41 laps into the event, and he's catching up into lap traffic. He's got some running to do, and oh, that kind of running to do. We'll see more of it in a moment. Just destroying this field is Dave Dionne. There you see the 96. That's the guy with whom Dave Dionne waged war a year ago. He's putting Kip Stockwell a lap down, dispatching him in lap number 46 to a back marker.
Well, right now, everybody's trying to hold Dionne back. He's so quick. I've noticed just a lap or two back, he got by Kelly Moore. He's a two-time champion in this division. He's putting away some quality race cars now.
Including Stub Padden in the 16, and that guy in 61 is Stub Padden's grandson, Mike Olson. Spadden in his last year of full racing, and he slides up the track a little. Dionne
Penfold goes around on the back straightaway.
Penfold in the 0 loops it as he went a lap down. No sign of caution. He's on the bottom of the racetrack and away.
He's still sitting there. He cannot get it cranked, as you can see right now, and the flagman has to throw the yellow.
Yellow is down. It comes at lap number 49. Caution is on the racetrack. Yellow down for the first time in the race. Take a look on the right side of your screen. He's away. Billy Penfold, whose dad was a fine racer, gets all the way around in the number 0. They gave him a lap to try to get it cranked. Didn't happen, so we're under caution number 1. With Dionne out in front, Dennis Demers getting a chance to clamber back up on the back of the number 29 in second spot. And maintaining third right now will be Tracy Gordon, who's having a whale of a run. In the second, Jiffy Lube 150 from the site of excitement, Thunder Road. Here's Dionne leading the field down the back straightaway. Some lap cars directly behind him.
You know, I was just watching Dionne right now. How good is he running? Mike Stefanik was 3 cars from going a lap down. He was the national champion last year in the 51 car, so he was about to go down.
Big break for Stefanik. Here you see the 67 coming up. He wants to pit. That's Jamie Obey for him. And there's Stefanik.
Yeah, he was just about
way on the tail end of that Burnham Boilers car. We'll take a quick break and be back with you. Stay with us here at Thunder Road. Dave Dionne's out in front, but this is far from over with 51 laps complete. We'll be back. Ready to go green once again at Thunder Road. In the heart of New England race country, Barrie, Vermont, the granite capital of the world. They race for a piece of granite, not a trophy, when they run for this one in the Jiffy Lube 150. And you're watching Dave Dionne, number 29, up in front as they get ready to go once again, with Dennis Demers being shown in second. And Tracy Gordon out of strong main running that third position. Coming back to the line. Fourth spot would be the number 55. Brad Layton is there. And
contact down in the turn 3.
Man, they're thrashing each other. Ralph Shaheen's got an update for us.
Ken, a few drivers took advantage of that first yellow to make some adjustments. Gigi Gravel, he came in and tightened his car up. Dale Shaw, the guy that started up in the front row, loosened his with the track bar, and Moore came in as well, loosened his car up. He was very, very tight. They adjusted both the track bar and wedge on that machine.
there you see Dion trying to get himself a little bit of an advantage here over the rest of that field as he draws away from some of those lap cars. Pretty good show right here. Dave Dion out in front, and Kip Stockwell trying to hold that 42 in. He comes down. Tom Carey. Remember that Tom Carey's got a lot to say in the point battle right now.
Dennis Demers is hung up in lap traffic right now. Stub Fadden in the 16 there, 64 years old. Hey, he still runs pretty hard.
I bet he does. Tom Carey in that number 42 came in here 4th in points. He didn't want to give anything away. He's fighting pretty hard with Stockwell. There you see Dennis Demers. This guy has a lot of experience on short track. He has been a winner previously in other divisions at Thunder Road. And here he is inching his way along the bottom, trying to get up there for another shot. Get around Stub Fadden in the Napa car. Still got Dion.
Oh, trouble. Stub Fadden goes around right in front of a lot of traffic there.
And right behind him, that's Paul Richardson. 06 went around as well. No caution. 62 laps complete. It looks like something may be broken on that car. Here is Richardson still trying to get the 06 fired, and makes it. Paul Richardson had a terrible crash, Star Speedway, several years ago, and Super Modifieds put him out for a season, came back, and he's still running well. Real veteran of Northeastern racing. Richardson of the 06. But the story for the moment is Dion in the 29, doing what he's done so many times on this racetrack, drawing away from the field. Dave Dion has him covered for the moment, and look at him put it down. Just floating away. Now Dennis Demers breaks through some lap traffic, and he's trying to move in the number 86 to get back into this thing. And he is closing. He was back about 12 car lengths. Shelburne Limestone, number 86, moves in on that number 29 for the lead. Here comes Brad Layton up on the outside, going around, lapping the number 5 of McRae.
Tom Carey there in the 42 is having some kind of problem. There's a lot of smoke coming off the right front corner as he turns to go in the corner. You see Layton caught up right there trying to make a move.
And look at the 14, Tracy Gordon, taking advantage, shooting the gap on the inside, and moves back under. Brad Layton, 3 wide. It's about 175 feet of backstretch. You got to get it right there, or you got a big tangle.
That's Herb Drugs in the 90 there. These guys made a little contact. Tom Carey's off the pace right now. He's got a problem with that right front corner of the car.
Got some information from Ralph Jaheen on Brad Bennett's car.
Well, problems for him as well, Ken. Right now, he's leaking heavily out of the main oil feed. They've got the hood up. They're going to work on the number 4. As soon as they can plug it up, they'll get him back in the race.
So he's back in the garage area and going laps down with 72 laps now complete. The story is Dion and Demers, who's got back into this thing. As we mentioned earlier, Demers has had some really good runs on the mile track in this NASCAR series in 1998, and this is a track where he excels. It's still Dion in the 29. Berlin City car in front. Demers and Layton having their own war. And there is Dale Shaw, that's set on the pole, about to go a lap down as we come to halfway. Lap 75, and he's getting chewed up out there. Battle for 5th, 6th, and 7th. As you watch the 88 get into it real good.
Jerry Marquis in the 15 there, you can see, and right behind him, Stefanik. Mike Stefanik, who's the champion last year in this division. All these guys are going at it. This is for position.
Jerry Marquis, the number 15, running in the 6th position. In 7th is the 88. See Jeff Taylor? He's right there in that 88, and with him,
oh, Mike Olson got tagged a little bit there, got sideways getting into turn 1 in the 61 car there.
Still Dion sets the pace in the 29 and tries to draw away. The 15, Jerry Marquis, working up on the outside, trying to use that high line around this high bank quarter-mile track. And he makes it stick right there as he floats around the number 42 of Tom Carey. And you see the 51, that's Mike Stefanik, National Modified Champion and defending NASCAR Busch North Champion. Stefanik, so smooth. Ralph Shaheen can fill us in on more.
And this is a perfect example of how important qualifying is on a short track like Thunder Road. Mike Stefanik was one of the quickest cars all day long in practice. They put stickers on the car with the tires, brand new tires, just before they went qualifying. The car slowed way down. It was a bad guess. And way to the back he went in qualifying. He knew once the tires heated up, warmed up, got good and racing, he'd be charging to the front. But now his work is really cut out for him.
Tell you who just did some work, Mike Olson in the 61. Put the side to number 77, Sheldon Brian Wall, out of the way as they fight further back in the field here at Thunder Road with Dion in front, Demers in second. Race into the all-new and official store of NASCAR. Visit NASCAR Thunder, now open in cities everywhere. For locations and more information, call 615-883-7000 Monday through Friday. That number is 615-883-7000. Now there you see the snarl, and there you see Brad Layton closing in again on Tracy Gordon in the 14 as they dip and dive in this 26-car field, of which only one is retired as we come to lap number 90 this time around.
You can see Gordon taking the high line there. The 55 there, Brad Layton, fighting his way around Pinfold, a lap car right now. I tell you, it's very, very hard to position yourself where you get a good run down the straightaway. You see the second place car there of Demers. He's really caught up in traffic right now and can't make the moves.
Yeah, Brad Layton has come up into second.
Oh, he passed him already.
And you've got Demers into third, buddy, and that's how quick it happens when you get into short track and they're out there banging and beating on each other. And that has to be part of it when you come to short track racing anywhere in America. There's some 400 tracks like this all across the United States. Some 100 of them are NASCAR sanctioned tracks. There's your leader, David Dion, as he continues to roll here at the road tonight, as he has, as we mentioned. He's a two-time winner of the major race in this part of the country called the Milk Bowl, but the Jiffy Lube 150s become, oh, take a look at number 47, going a lap down here, Kelly Moore.
Kelly Moore, a three-time winner on this division. That's how good Dion's working right now. He just put him a lap down.
And he's fourth in points. I tell you, Dion is hooked. Uh-oh.
Martin Truex.
He's got something hanging off the back end. Not going to be happy. Oh, he took a little rap in the tail. Up on the outside, Paul Richardson trying to move around. And remember, he's a lap or two down after he spun in turn 3. How about it, Ralph? What's happening with Dion?
Well, the best way to tell what kind of a night Dave Dion is having is to listen in on his radio to find out how much chatter he has. Tonight, he is absolutely silent. We're 98 laps in, and he hasn't said a word. That means to the crew, Dave Dion is having an excellent night. When he is very quiet, they know he is very focused and settled into his job.
This is the one track that he loves the most. As I mentioned earlier, his mother only went to one racetrack, and she was the first one on the bus every week, and she'd wait an hour or so for the boys to get the thing together and get her to Thunder Road to see him run. Whoa, we got trouble
here. Mike Olson in turn 61.
And Dion gets hit. The leader gets crashed. Mike Olson is in it, as you can see. The number 61 and the 42, Tom Carey, gets collected. And Dion took a pretty good rap that turned him. See him checking that car out? Oh,
he's got a flat right there.
The leader, Dion, has got to pit. He almost made it through. A scant 3 feet would have carried him in there. New leader. Demers, let's look again at what happened out there, buddy.
Well, there goes Olson around. You can see Stefanik in the 51 going all the way up on the high side. Right here, everybody's just kind of trying to, oh, Dion got it right in the right rear corner.
And knocked that tire down. Bad break for Dion. Second here a year ago. He's in a hurry to get on pit road, and he's got a lot of damage to fix on that Berlin City number 29. We'll be back with more from the site of excitement where it's happening right now in a moment.
Welcome back to Thunder Road as Dave Dion has made a pit stop to get the car fixed that was damaged in this incident here. Caution number 2. They went to the right side of the car, took on tires, pulled away some of the body panels, and sent him back out. I had an opportunity to talk to his crew chief, Roger Dion. He says now all of a sudden Dave's got a lot to say.
I bet it has in his very short sentences.
Well, I know one thing he has to say. Look at the nose of the car there. He got hit as he was coming out of the pit road here and got into your pace car a little bit.
Yeah, he jammed up the Camaro real good. He was trying to beat that pace car out pit road, and instead, well, all the lights are still up on the pace car, but he gave it a pretty good rap. Must have surprised the pace car driver, a fellow named Mr. Fitzgerald. Probably shortened his name up a little on that one. Boy, that was a hit. Hey, check out NASCAR online before, during, and after the race. www.nascar.com. That's www.nascar.com. It's your 24-hour NASCAR Garage Pass. www.nascar.com. Indeed. A lot of great information there these days. Big things happening for 1999. Dion got black flag, consultation flag out for wrapping the pace car.
I think the pace car made out better than Dion. If you look, there's not a whole lot of damage.
Tough little pace car.
Now, do you black flag the pace car for dragging metal?
Let's see. The GMAC car payment is due. Now there's Dion, and there is a consultation flag on him as he tried desperately to stay in that lead lap. Came up over the lip, came down. How do you do? There's the pace car. Almost was a full T-bone right into the side. That would have been real exciting. Now there's Stefanik's 51. And at lap 95.
Even though Mike Stefanik did go to the high side of the racetrack, he had a little contact there with some of the cars that were spinning in front of him, and it just took evasive action and went around on the outside. Lucky he's still rolling.
He was in 8th position when that incident took place, and with Dion's problems, that would get him to 7th. Take another look at what happened here to bring out this third caution of the show. And right there, Dion coming through, gets clipped big time. Let's find out from the crew chief what the story is on 29. Ralph?
Well, Ken, that would be Roger Dion. Roger, how bad is the car, do you think?
Well, I don't think it hit the rear end too hard. I think it got mostly in the body and just caught the edge of the tire and blew the tire out. I think it'll be okay. The good news is we got a brand new right rear on there, so we got a better tire on the right rear than anybody, and he hasn't lost any speed. He may even gain some.
How tough is it going to be to settle him back down now? He even got into a bumping incident with the pace car.
Well, he got shoved into that. That's the way it goes. I think he'll be okay. He's having a good time out there. He'll be all right.
All right, that's Roger Dion. A lot of big news in NASCAR these days. One of the biggest is the 1999 schedule is out. Homestead comes up and forefront next to last race before Atlanta next year. Bill McStay from Jiffy Lube is with us for a moment. Jiffy Lube, the folks here for this 150. But I think the biggest story of the week is that Homestead is now on the Winston Cup schedule for 1999, and you guys are going to be participating down there in Miami.
That's right, Ken. We're very excited about our participation in Winston Cup. We've been involved with the Busch National, and now we're stepping up, and we had that opportunity, and we certainly didn't hesitate. We grabbed it right away because we know that's where we want to be.
Well, you've done a great job for New Hampshire International Speedway, and that Miami track with all the changes they've made on that and alterations to the corners. That's going to be one whale of a show come next November. Congratulations to you and the folks down there at Texas at Pennzoil Jiffy Lube.
Thank you, Ken.
Bill McStay, and nice to have you here at Thunder Road.
Hey, glad to be here. You promised a night of thrills and nonstop action. Boy, you're giving it to us.
Yeah,
All right.
you get it here.
And we get ready for a restart. Let's hope it settles down for a moment or two out here as they get ready for a go. Dion is on the back end of the field as they get ready for go. Question is he on the lead lap? Right now they're saying that Dion is, so he's going to try to fight his way back from the rear, from dead last. Meanwhile, Tracy Gordon, number 14, is your new leader. Tracy Gordon out of Strong, Maine. Made that great effort early in the going, currently 9th in the NASCAR Busch North standings. He is your leader, and right there in second spot, as you see it, that would be the number 86, Dennis Demers. And here's Dion working away on the outside. It doesn't look like that thing's working like it was earlier, Buddy Baker.
Well, he's taking a high line right there, but he does have a lot of cars in front of him. You see Martin Truex, who was all the way up to second a while ago. He's hanging on now. He has a lot of body damage to that car also.
Truex a little high and taking advantage on the bottom. Here comes the 29. Now the 86, Dennis Demers. We got a spin on the back straightaway, and they pick it up and keep going. The number 55 off, Brad Layton, for just a moment, as the number 4 collected him, Brad Bennett. And there you see that number 4, the black car, Brad.
Oh, he gets a shot from Dion down through there. The 77 of Brian Walls got a good shot there as they were going down the front straightaway.
What's that old song? Let's get physical. Here we are. We're right at it at Thunder Road. On the high side, you can see some smoke pouring off on the right side of Dion. There may be something dragging one of those tires. He may have a tire rubbing.
What I think's happening right there, you get so much body movement as he goes through the corner right now. The side's been in there, and it's rubbing that right rear tire. That won't last very long if it keeps rubbing that hard.
Well, here he is trying to waltz his way around Brian Wall in the 77. I wonder how long they'll let that go as it is.
Well, he's got smoke coming off the right rear there, and the left rear smoking just a little bit. The whole car right now took a pretty good licking, and I'll tell you, when it's rubbing that tire that hard, pretty soon it's going to let the air out of it.
He's still on the charge.
Yeah, but
really,
he's got to know that's rubbing. That's got to smell like all...
Hey, Ralph, what about it on the 29?
Well, you're absolutely correct. It is definitely rubbing on the right front. We just spoke to his crew chief, Roger, and he says, yeah, we got a big problem. They don't know how long that tire will take that rub.
Looks like the right rear here.
Yeah, the right rear is really
everything's rubbing
very hard right now.
Chips in front of him.
Leader continues to be Tracy Gordon. We're 121 laps into 150. At Thunder Road, in the granite capital of the world, Barrie, Vermont, you're watching Strong Maine's Tracy Gordon trying to pull an upset, similar to what Kip Stockwell did a year ago. What a great run he is having. Currently only 14th in points. He had a good qualifying run, and he seems to really adjust to this high bank quarter-mile asphalt.
He looks just as good as Dave Dion did before he added so much problems to his car. Right now, Tracy Gordon's just doing everything he needs to do. Rookie of the Year in 1997. Hey, he looked like a race winner tonight.
So there's Gordon in front. Demers remains in second. And sustaining third, they're showing Herb Drug in the 90. And here comes Dion from the rear, working on Stub Fadden's number 16.
The good part is, I think Dave Dion is still smoking that right rear really heavy as he starts into the corners. You can see it smoke right there as he turns in.
Can't believe he's going to make that last too much longer.
Wow, you can see it, the body there where it's been in. When the body rolls over, it really tears into that tire. But he might just wear it down to where it don't rub anymore. That would be the lucky thing, but I don't know. It looks pretty heavy there.
Well, they say he's roared his way right back up, as you saw. Got himself back into this thing in 6th spot as he rolled from the back of the field, knocking them off like billiard balls out there.
You know, Dale Shaw in the 7 car there is really off the pace right now. He's just struggling, trying to get that car to hook up. started from the pole. Now it's just way back in the field.
Yeah, he's gone a couple of laps down to the leaders. Gordon stays in front. 32-year-old out of the Pine Tree State is having just a phenomenal night. Began his racing career back in 1985 in motocross. He's going to think that he's been bouncing around on two wheels when he gets this one done.
You look at Mike Olson there just in front of Gordon. A lot of damage to the back of that car. He actually has more rear spoiler than NASCAR allows because it's knocked the whole back of the trunk lid up in the air.
Well, the 14 is the one they're talking about for the moment at Thunder Road. He has the advantage, but Dennis Demers in the 86 is lurking about 6 car lengths back.
Ken, this is when you need to use a lot of strategy as you go through lap traffic. You can't get impatient and maybe cause yourself to create a problem you don't need. Right now, Tracy Gordon shows a lot of maturity in the 14.
Really does. Just smooth and easy all the way around. Takes the outside, takes the inside as he needs. Question is Dion going to be able to catch him? He's come up to 6th spot as he rolled out of the back of the field, penalized to the rear. I think that smoke has gone away a little on the 29. Now there you see the 14, and there's the second place car. There's your interval between first and second. And short track racing happens every weekend all across America. NASCAR can take you to 100, and now to 5th place goes Dion in the 29 as he's back in this thing.
Well, you see right now he's putting pressure. It's still smoking that right rear some, but it does not seem to be hurting the effects of the car in the corner. So he's still doing a great job. If it don't wear a hole in that tire, he's got a car that can come back to the front.
And I'll tell you, they're coming down to 139, 140 complete, and a battle for the lead may be developing. The 14 in front, and Dennis Demers is making the run on the outside to close him down. There you see the 14, you see the 86 on the outside of the number 7. And closing in comes Dennis Demers. Hard driver, big guy, wide-shouldered. Love to see him turn that car out as he brings it around to the high side of the Widowmaker. Down he goes across the launching pad in turn 2, into the back straightaway, and tries to make a close. 14 is trapped on the inside.
I better explain what the Widowmaker is. That's the front wall here on the front straightaway. They call it the Widowmaker because it's actually off camber to the outside of the racetrack.
Just turn 4. Narrows down real quick, and here comes Demers. Battle for the lead. 14 in front, 86 in second. Time running out. 7 to go. In the Jiffy Lube 150, Demers snaps it out of that corner and comes after him.
As he does that, Bobby Dragon in the 85 just in front of him. A guy that has a lot of experience here. Tracy Gordon doing a great job, but look at Demers. He's less than a car length back in 2nd place.
He's coming after him. Herb Drug stays in 3rd. He's been a very consistent 3rd, but the battle is right here for the lead. Time running out and 5 to go. Typical Thunder Road finish coming up.
Bobby Dragon giving them the outside there, takes the low line. He's going to leave it up to these guys to fight it out.
With 4 to go, Tracy Gordon. Strong Main in front. Green Mountain Boy running in 2nd. Busch North Series at the road. 3 races left in their series following this. There's your leader. There's 2nd place. Down into the final moments. It's still Tracy Gordon out in front. Rookie of the Year in 1997. Tracy Gordon's got it all hooked up. 2 to go, and he gets an advantage. Pulls away by 4 car lengths.
Puts a lap on Mike Stefanik as they go down the back straightaway into turn 3. You can see Tracy Gordon has this car flying around here. Dennis Demers, if anything's losing some weight.
White flag, 1 to go. Dion is back to 5th, but he's not going to be a factor in the finish. In fact, no one is going to be a factor for Tracy Gordon. He's going to hang on through the Widowmaker. Final time, checkers are down, and it is Tracy Gordon out of Strong Main, looking tough here tonight like an Iron Man, handling this one for 150 laps and coming home in front of Dennis Demers in 2nd. They give Drug the 3rd spot in that. Demers made a great run at the finish as he tried to close the guy down, but then Tracy Gordon took off like a scared rabbit and he was gone. Oh, put on a smoke show. Well, it's a little hard out there in the grass. Okay, we'll take a break and go back and meet the winner. Ralph Shaheen will be with Tracy Gordon, who's going to be ecstatic as he's won on one of the toughest short track races in America, Thunder Road. Back at Thunder Road to meet the winner. In 1985, he was the greatest hope New England had in motocross. In 88, he was a snowmobile champion, and then in 90, he decided on stock cars and won 7 races. But tonight is the best night thus far in his career, and Ralph Shaheen is standing by with more of the story on Tracy Gordon.
Well, Tracy Gordon is set to climb out of the car, Ken. Come on out here, Tracy, and meet this crowd. They're all waiting to cheer for him. His first ever victory on the Busch Grand National North Tour last year, the Rookie of the Year. Now your first ever win. Tell me about it. What does it feel like to get your first win in this series?
Well, you know, I saw Dave get messed up in that wreck though, but you know, we was reeling him in hard. So you know, I hate to beat Dave that way, but you know, it was a great win. I'd like to thank Certainteed. You know, they came on board for the end of the season. TNN Enterprises, Main Mountain Thunder, all the guys there. You know, this is a great win. You know, Jiffy Lube sponsored the race. I'd like to thank them. I can't think of any place better than here to win my first one. You know, the old American Canadian Tour days, I still have to cover up my patch.
This racetrack has really become one for first-time winners. Why do you think that is?
I don't know. Well, like Kippy won it last year, and we won it this year, and you know, we've raced here quite a bit. You know, we raced here back when, you know, like I said, in the American Canadian Tour days, and it was hard racing back then. You know, now we've stepped up to the Busch Grand National North Tour, and looks like we're gonna make a name for ourselves here, and you know, hopefully next year we'll pick up a big sponsor. We're trying to impress Certainteed for this year, and maybe they'll come on next year.
Well, I know you impressed one young lady, your fiancee Kelly here. She's been waiting to give you a big hug. Ken Squire, Victory Lane here at Thunder Road. This is a racetrack that is really getting to be known as a place where first-time winners are announced.
Stockwell last year, Gordon this year. There's your top 10, Buddy Baker. Demers got himself second. Dion came back to 5th. Jerry Marquis was in 6th. Got to give a call to that guy Drugs in the number 9. Didn't see much of him, but he ran a whale of a race. And Kip Stockwell from the rear came all the way back for 10th.
Yeah, without any sleep for the whole week. They worked on this car from Monday all the way up till last night at 10:30. Let me tell you,
short track.
Great effort.
Hey, all across America, there's great racing like this every weekend. Hope you'll get a chance to get out and see some soon at some 100 NASCAR tracks across America. Thanks for being with us. Thank you, Buddy Baker, and Ralph Shaheen for being along at the nation's site of excitement atop Quarry Hill in Barrie, Vermont, where it's Tracy Gordon night tonight on Labor Day weekend, 1998. Ken Squire, thanks for being with us.